New Thought Media Network proudly presents Lindsay Leimbach, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And now, here's Lindsay.
Ooh, I'm here. Here I am. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to PIP, Practicing Infinite Possibilities. And isn't that the truth? We are always in a life of practicing. We're always in a life of practicing the infinite possibilities, meaning that we have this universal energy, we have this mind, we have this vehicle, what I call Lindsay, or you call Bob or Wendell or Sally or Kevin, and we get to have that power of choice. So why I love doing PIP is because I like to give you guys mindful tips on how to live your life practically so you can access that universal power all the time. And I feel like we have this incredible tool right inside of us. It's our brain and, of course, our whole body, and our brain and our heart. And when we connect it, we can use that. So today, my title is Take a Knee and Drink Some Water. And I'm going to explain that title a little bit later because I got so much. I can't believe I meditated this morning and something else popped up. You know how that is, the universal energy. So I have to show you that first. If you can, go in the comments and say hi. Say hi. Checking in. Kevin's checking in. Hey, Kevin. I really appreciate you checking in with me. And I think Wendell and Sally in Florida. And I know I have a lot of people on the YouTube. You can see me on YouTube. Remember to share this if this is going to help other people. So I just really appreciate you guys leaving comments and telling me when you're here. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, yep, see, there it is. Kevin and Wendell. Thank you, Dad. Good morning. Great to hear from you. So I do have some things I'm going to talk about, and my dad is part of that. Let me take down this banner. And let me go to what we talk about in the beginning of our PIPs, which is that people manifest hearts in their life, and I asked them to send them to me. And I got some really good ones. I have a friend, and she is actually in Bali right now. And she's with these two wonderful women. They're on a yoga retreat. And here was this bench with, you see the heart, you see on the outside around them? Isn't that great? So hi, Linda. Thank you for sending the hearts from Bali. And then I went on a trip and with my relatives to Sacramento, California. And there was this beautiful bridge, and there were all these locks on the bridge. And there were some of them had these hearts. You see my pink heart right there? So that was wonderful. I want to shout out to Trudy, who sends me hearts, and also to Stacy, who sends me hearts. It's so much fun. I have this group of women that I meet with on Thursday mornings, and we practice everything we're talking about right now. And they were telling me how much fun is that they've been priming their mind to look for hearts, to manifest hearts, to see hearts, and that they see them everywhere, and they send them to me all the time. So keep sending them, keep looking for them. I mean, all of a sudden, if you see a heart out there, what does that do? That connects your mind and your heart together, and it's your subconscious mind that's calling you to that attention. And we're going to get to that a little more. I want to show you another heart. I woke up this morning and I looked over at my bookcase, and I have this beautiful rose quartz heart. Now, rose quartz is meant to give energy, and I think it really does, a stone energy from the heart chakra. And I loved it. And then I looked up and I saw this picture. I want you guys to look at it. It has, I should have brought it over. It has my two sons and myself, and it says Star Wars, and it was made at Disneyland. way back when. Maybe my sons were 12 and 9. And so they imposed our faces onto the Star Wars character, and that's me in the middle. And as we had in last, there we go. In last episode, which was episode 46, we really dived into what was prime. What is priming your mind? And so I want to review that real quick, because priming your mind is very important. Understanding that we are always thinking from the inside out. It's not the outside in, it's the inside out. We have this resource within ourselves. We have this subconscious mind. We have this connection to God. We have this connection to the energy. And the way we can control it and understand it is take responsibility and realize we have it. But I like to think of it this way. Your connection, you have a vault of information, all the things you've ever learned in your life, all these file cabinets. When you were young, how do you express love? How do you express anger? Do you like broccoli? Do you feel connected? Do you feel all these different things? They're all inside of yourself. And then the outside things, your conscious and your subconscious mind view the world, and we either retrieve the good, or we can actually retrieve anxiety. The anxiety is inside of you. The worry is inside of you. So we want to be able to prime our mind, meaning putting things on the outside that allow us to access the good on the inside. Okay? That's where the power is. Everything is inside of you. I really want you guys to understand everything. If you're anxious, if you're riding on a roller coaster and you're going down and you think you're about to die, that's an inside feeling. If you're on the same roller coaster and you're sitting next to someone else and you look over and they're going, woo, woo, they're not accessing an anxiety feeling from the trigger of the roller coaster. They're accessing, I can get it, a happy feeling, from the roller coaster. So that's an extreme example. You can think of about public speaking. You can think about going to the doctor, whatever it is. People have different responses to the outside. The outside is happening, but it's the inside that responds to the outside. So what do we have control of is the inside. So we want to make sure that we are priming our mind, meaning allowing us to access the good within ourselves by having cues on the outside to remind us to do that. And it can happen at a very unconscious level. And that's what priming is about. Advertisement is priming. It's trying to access a feeling of like, maybe you need to, I need to have that product because I need to be skinnier, or I need to be stronger. I need to be more wealthy. It's accessing a feeling inside of yourself. So then you feel like you need to do that, and you don't even realize they're doing it. And of course, we've all known, let's go back to E.T. Who's watched E.T.? They had Reese's Pieces in the movie E.T. Well, of course, the Reese's Pieces company paid to have the Reese's Pieces in the movie. And then afterwards, boom, people were eating Reese's Pieces. They didn't think, oh, that's an advertisement, I need to go buy it. It was priming the mind and planning in that was a good thing. And then when you walked out, you're like, I think I want some Reese's Pieces. You don't even realize you're doing it. The news primes your mind all the time. What you watch on TV primes your mind all the time. Music primes your mind all the time. Smells prime your mind all the time. So in other words, what you think about, you bring about. What you see in the world accesses those file cabinets within yourself. So I wanted to throw this up because I was listening to Reverend Melissa I was listening to her today, and in her talk, and I just love her so much on New Thought Media Network. Her talk is at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Coast time, just so you know that. So it's 10:30 East. If you want to catch it, it's on New Thought Media Network. It's excellent. It's like my PIP. It's a half an hour, but she does it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh my God. She's amazing. And today she talked about inside out. She was talking about how everything is really generated from inside. You don't realize it. You think that person outside of you might be pissing you off, but that person isn't pissing you off. It's your response to what they're saying is pissing you off. It's your response to the world. It's inside of you. The power is inside of you. And that is where we get so excited when we get that resource and understanding. So anyway, let's throw back to the priming of this picture. And I thought, why do I love this? Why do I have things like this around my room, my bedroom? It's to prime my mind of the power. I love that with my kids because I believe they're so powerful. I believe I am powerful. And that represents in these Star Wars figures. Also, I really grew up with Star Wars, came out in 76, I think. And it was the struggle between the good and the bad. And so in my subconscious mind, I have placed myself as the role on the good. And I wake up and I look at that every day and I think, yes. So what is in your room? What is your morning ritual that's priming your mind? Who here did a meditation this morning? Who did positive affirmations? Who looked at like nature? All that stuff in the morning when you're doing it is priming your mind, saying that you want to have a good day because this is the file cabinets within your system. And that goes down to the RAS. We talked about this in past episodes. RAS, reticular activating system. If anyone's taking notes, write that down. Reticular activating system. That is the filter system within your mind that says you can't take in all this information. It's too much going on in the world. So you have a filter system, and whatever you think is important is what your brain will pick up. Whatever you think. So if you think your connection with God, if you think your connection in here is important, then you pick it up. You see it. Two people can see the exact same thing, but how they're programmed with what's important is how they'll perceive it. And I have a fun example of that. My uncle took these pictures. Okay, let's see. This is him. He took this picture, all these incredible storms we've had, and people are on airplanes. So this is from the airplane. And he's looking out the window. And so the focus is on the rain and the storm and not moving. Okay. Then he changed the focus of the camera and look what he saw. I would say to me that represents the inner love, the God. So the question is, are you seeing your life this way? Are you saying, oh God, it's a storm and this is horrible. Look at all the raindrops. We can't move. I'm stuck. I have nowhere to go. Or can you get beyond that and see the bigger picture and actually see that everything in essence is beautiful and God? What are you focusing on? What are you priming your mind on? That is really is the question. So I went and I have so many things I could tell you, but I wanted to throw this out because I want PIP to actually be something that's tangible that you guys can use and real life examples on how you can make your life better. And so my husband got a full shoulder replacement on Tuesday. And so we all woke up at 4:30 in the morning. And then I had to drive him to the hospital. And we got there at 5:30. He went to surgery at 7:30. It was a success. 9:30, he was out. I want to tell you, we were home by 1:30. Oh my God. Full placement, shoulder replacement. But we were. It all did happen that way. Of course, here's a picture of him getting ready. That's him. Actually, I think this is not when he's getting ready. I had a different picture. I didn't have that one. That's when he came out. But when I did my meditation and I primed my mind and I connected myself with my higher power. And I said, I am going to not go into worry. I am going to envision the good. I am going to see the good everywhere I step. Okay. And I made it that way because I did not want to go into this hospital being upset or can I take care of them or is something going to go wrong? And that you can go down that pathway because certainly if you tell people I'm worried about the hospital, then they'll tell you their horror stories. No, you leave your horror stories at the door. I'm sorry, I'm not going to own that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. Do I want to know what I need to know? Yes. Do I need to carry someone else's horror story into my now action? The answer is no. So I said, I am going to see the very highest and best of what's going on. And look at this. It says, put your best foot forward. Watch your step. And I said to myself, this is in the parking garage at the hospital. I said to myself, it's a sign. Keep doing, keep looking for the good, keep looking for that everything's going to be okay. Keep priming myself, keep connecting with my heart, keep projecting that I got this. I got this. He's got this. We all got this. And that every prayer in the whole world that has ever been about healing is coming to my husband at this time, and it's going to be okay. And then look what I saw. Hello, human kindness. I love that. That's at the hospital. And then I saw, hello, compassion. And to me, I was feeling like, yes, these were all signs. And this is what we have to do. When we go and we face something that is difficult, don't look for the bad, look for the good. Don't look for validation of the bad. Okay? Look for validation of the good. Getting yourself stressed out only ends up making adrenaline and cortisol run through your body. It stops your digestion, so you don't. It's really hard when you're really stressed out. It's hard to lose weight because your digestion's all off. You have indigestion. Your heart beats differently. Your skin acts differently. You don't sleep as well. I mean, it goes on and on. We don't have to go on to that. You all know that when you get all stressed out. So being stressed out by a situation in no way helps you deal with the situation, but going to your inner power, going into your freedom of thought and mind and choice gives you that power to take a hard situation and deal with it with calm, centered, creative power. So this morning, like I said, God had something I wanted to tell you because it came through me and I don't know where this came from, but I woke up this morning, I meditated, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, it's 4th of July coming up next week. Total independence and freedom for the United States, the celebration of the beginning of our country. And that's something we should all be very proud of. But once again, it's not an outside freedom. It's an inside freedom. And if you read what the founding fathers wrote, they all got that. They all understood that there's an innate good inside of us. Now, they were in the evolution of consciousness, and I believe our consciousness has even evolved for a lot of us beyond what they said. And we need to recognize that evolution of consciousness is still going on for the United States of America and for the world. So I got this. All of a sudden, this popped up in my head. Let me see which one. This one, I think, is first. Freedom. Forever realizing energy, everlasting domain is only mine. Freedom. Okay, so forever, meaning always, realizing we have to be aware inside of us that we have this internal energy that's everlasting. And the domain of this energy is in me. I can't tell my son to be different and my husband to be different and the president of the United States to be different and whatever it is. You can point your fingers out on the world as much as you want, but the freedom of thought has to begin with you. And to access that internal energy of freedom of thought is inside of you. That's why I was like, oh my God, when Rev Melissa this morning is going, it's an inside job. I'm like, amen, sister. Amen. It is an inside job. The freedom that we want to celebrate is that we have the choice to be mindful, to be present in the present moment, to be aware in the present moment without judgment, so we can then make the best answer, the best solution, the best response possible from a mind and a heart, not from your flight, fight, freeze, fear response. Not from caveman thinking, not from that caveman ego, it's all mine and I need to earn. No, from that we're all interconnected. So then I was sitting with that and I was like, well, I like that, Lindsay, but I think there's more to this freedom than this internal energy that's always inside of me. Because once again, that's saying me, 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 me. So I thought, what else could it say? Forever realizing energy, everlasting domain is one mind. So forever realizing that the energy that's everlasting, that's always here, the domain of that is actually one mind. Is it inside of me? Yes. But I want you to access that it's everywhere and it's of one mind. And that is what compassion and empathy and understanding is. As I help someone else, I help myself. As I help the earth, I help myself. As I connect into that flow of love that's always there, I help myself. As I give, I help myself. Because myself is connected to everything else. Everything else. And if I see one man down or one animal down and I go help them, I'm helping myself. Because we're all part of the one mind. And as one of us grows, I honestly believe it's like that candle. As I burn bright with the energy of light and I go into dark, the dark can't win. The light can go. And the more of us can't light our candles, the light gets bigger. And we need to remember that. But what is the candle? The candle is God. I'm lighting the light of God that's already inside of me. I'm expressing the universal energy of love that's already inside of me. The candle is God. I'm just lighting it bright from my tool, which is me. So that takes us down to, why did I say take a knee and drink some water? Well, it does sound very much like I'm saying, physically drink water. And you know what? Yeah, physically drink water. It is really, really good for you. But I want to show you how I got that. And this is my son. I am very proud of him. This is my youngest son, Nelson. And he was just sworn into the police, to be a police officer from the academy in Sacramento. I'm a proud mom. And I really want to share about this because Nelson graduated from the University of Santa Barbara and did very well. And he got his EMT license, meaning so he could be in an ambulance. He did that on the side. And then he also worked with the elderly full time, taking care of them as he's trying to figure out. Then he got a job working with homeless people. And so we really help people not slip out of the cracks, out of their placements, to be homeless or actually on the street, and helping people. So he did that. And then he looked at me and he said, Mom, I want to be of service. I don't want to push money around. I don't want to go to law school. I don't want to be a doctor. I really want to be out there. So I've decided I was going to be a police officer. And I'm like, oh my God, really? A police officer? That is not something that's in my family. None of us are police officers or even firefighters of that service. And amen to all the people who've done it, but it's just not part of something I grew up with. And it really, to me, came out of left field. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll support you. And why do you want to do this? And he said, because I want to do meaningful service that can have a direct impact on the world. Great. Great. We need more people to do that. Exactly. So he went through a 7 months. Altogether, it was a 7 months academy. He's still in training. And like I said, let me see if I can show you a different picture I have. We all went up to, I thought I downloaded this other picture. It was really good, to Sacramento to see him graduate. Here's a picture of all of us together in his graduation. Look at that big family that came up. Now you can see how big Nelson is. He also was the captain of the rugby team, and he stands 6'5", but with dress shoes and his hat on. He's more like 6'9" in this picture. And these are all the family members, including, you can see me here at the end. And then right next to me, the man with the beard, and next to Nelson is his dad, who is my ex-husband. And my husband is in the back. And anyway, there's grandma and grandpas and everyone is there. Oh, and the little boy on the bottom, that's William. That's his half brother. Is that so sweet? And so Nelson's stepmom is the lady right here in the stripes. And one of the best things that happened while we were there is the realization that none of those people live in resentment or revenge or any of that. We all do live in our own ways in love, and we all can get along well. I actually really like his stepmom a lot. So, and William, I just love William, his half brother. So anyway, back to take a knee and drink some water. When we were at the ceremony, this gentleman got up from the police academy, and he was in the Army before. Most of the people were, I'd say the average age was like 26, maybe even a little older. Lots of people that were married and had kids and had other careers before they became a police officer, which I thought was excellent. But anyway, so he said, I was in the Army, and when I was in the Army, they would teach us the saying to everything is take a knee and drink some water. I was like, you've got to be kidding. That is what they would say to them in the Army. So then they would be hiking and they think they're about to pass out, and they say, take a knee and drink some water. Well, that would be rest and actually drink some water. But when they were stressed out, or when they were fighting with their significant other, or they lost their leave to go home, that's all they would say, take a knee and drink some water. What does that mean? That's mindfulness. That's mindfulness in the military. It is. Think about it. Take a knee means step back, relax, slow it down, take a breath, and then do some self-care. That's the word I'm trying to get. Do some self-care, drink some water. But it doesn't mean drink necessarily water. It might mean talk positively to yourself. You need to do some self-care before you take your next action. That is the military using their own words. Take a knee, drink some water. Be mindful. Stop in the present moment so you can evaluate what's going on. You can regroup. You're not in the caveman thinking, reaction from fear, reaction from stress, worry. Drink some water, replenish yourself so your prefrontal cortex can work, connect into your higher self, and then make a choice. Wow. So he said that he was talking, the reason why he brought it up, because in the police academy, something happened. Someone made a mistake and they made him run extra miles. And, you think of boot camp, it's kind of like that, and being in school at the same time. That's what the police academy is like. And so I totally am losing track of the time. Oh, we're fine. Okay. And so everyone was just flipped out and thinking that they might quit, he said, in the police academy, because this day was overwhelming. And he told them, listen, everyone just take a knee and drink some water. In other words, everyone sit down, take some breaths. Do some self-care. Prime your mind, drink some water, read your Bible, read Ernest Holmes, read something that's powerful. I love the 4 Agreements. This one's the 4 Agreements companion book. read something good, get yourself back to your higher self, reconnect it, and then make a choice. So today, as I leave you all, I'm going to go and revisit next week. I'm going to be talking about some more biases of the brain that we have. So I'm going to talk about confirmation bias and confabulation bias that we all have, and how that works with the brain, and how to access it, and how to work through these problems that we have and why we have them. I'm going to go there because I think it's good to have knowledge, but it's important when you have knowledge to make it wisdom. Okay, I really want you guys to understand. I give you, or all the people on New Thought Media give you knowledge, understandings, awarenesses, but unless you go and actually incorporate it into yourself, because remember, as Rev Melissa said, inside out, life is inside out. You got to work on the inside so you can deal with the outside. The outside comes all the time. We could have COVID, we could have a bad phone call, we have to go to the doctor, we could have financial problems, whatever. It always is coming. It's never going to stop. Please know that it's never going to stop. So if you know that stressors will come into your life, then do the inside work so you respond to them with a centered, caring, compassionate, loving way, right? All right. So everybody, what's the saying for this week? Take a knee and drink some water. And that's a great saying to tell people who don't understand mindfulness, by the way. Just tell them this is what they say in the Army. They'll be like, really? And then explain it. So everyone have a wonderful 4th of July. I'm sorry I missed you all last week. I was watching Nelson graduate. So proud of him. If you want to get in touch with me, centeredmoment.com is my website, centeredmoment@gmail.com. You can do if you want to send me some hearts. I always like everyone keep looking for hearts, priming your mind, keep doing your practice with patience and perseverance. And I am just so happy that you're all here. Oh, I want to say hi, Shay. Oh, yeah, here Shay said this. I call that the sacred pause. That's right. Take a knee and drink some water. That is the sacred pause, right? So it's good to have it in different languages so people can understand it. So someone who is in the military or in the police, they get it that way. If I said take a sacred pause, they'd be like, what, lady? You crazy. I'm not doing that. But if I said take a knee and drink some water, they'd be like, oh, yeah, that's really smart. Same thing, just said differently, right? Thank you, New Thought Media Network. I really appreciate everything that you do, that you have this platform. Please remember to donate to New Thought Media Network. Thank you, guys. I look forward to seeing you next week. Please send, like, and comment my pips. So send it to someone who needs to take a knee and drink some water, right? Until next week, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.